Hello, everyone. I'm Michael D'Ambrosio, your Italian hillbilly from Knoxville, Tennessee, now living in Naples, Florida. My wife is out of town, which means I get to eat pretty much unhealthy and anything I want. And when you have moments like this, how about chicken parmesan? Everyone's favorite. So today I'm going to show you how to make some chicken parm, quick and easy. Let's not overcomplicate it. Let's show you what I've got here. All right, to get the party started with chicken parm, we're going to start with our dredge. So right off the bat, we need some flour with a little salt and pepper. We've got it ready to go. We need a little egg wash. We'll add a little water to that in just a moment. Some breadcrumbs to top it all off. Yes, simple store-bought breadcrumbs. If you want to toast bread you have and put it in a food processor and pulverize it, go ahead and be my guest. But let's just use these Italian-style Progresso breadcrumbs. They're fresh, ready to go. Parmesan, Reggiano, whatever from Costco. So you know if Costco sells it, it's got to be good. Got some Greenwise Public organic chicken here. Some cutlets, which will be easy to deal with, but we'll still pound them out, make them a little thinner. They'll cook better. I'm going to serve it up with these leftover rigatoni noodles, organic Tuscan wheat. Should be perfect for one serving. Got the boiling water ready to go. Well on its way for the rigatoni noodles. Cast iron skillet here, which we will use to cook the chicken parm. This cast iron skillet's probably 50 years old. It was my wife's grandmother's cast iron skillet, handed down. I mean, this thing is so seasoned that maple syrup wouldn't stick to this thing. Just a great asset to have in the house. To get that going, we need some olive oil, a little bit of butter. Ultimately, we'll get the marinara, actually tomato herb, Real's, Italian homemade sauce here, which will be great. And some mozzarella, which is simply from a bag. That's probably sacrilege, but hey, it's what we got, and it'll work just fine. Let's get the oven kind of preheated to like 450 degrees. Bake 450. Get the party started here. There we go. But we'll probably top it off with a little broiling action at the end just to make that cheese a little more done the way I like it. So let's get to pounding that chicken. All right, you've probably seen chicken parm made before, and what you have to do is take your chicken and pound it out really thin. So it'll cook in about 3 minutes per side once we get it into the cast iron skillet. And the way I do that, I've got some parchment paper. You can pick this up pretty cheaply at Costco. So let me just rip off some here. This is not rocket science. I need a sheet for the base and a sheet to cover. Okay. Get that ready. I've got my wife's grandmother's rolling pin that we're going to beat the chicken with. I think this thing's probably 75 years old, but it works terrific. So let's get the chicken out. Here we go. Already pretty thin. We'll make it better though. Here we go. Got 3 pretty good cutlets here. Put that out right there. Let's get our other piece of parchment paper. All right, have some fun here. Okay, not too complicated. Let's see what we've won. Oh yeah, Nice and thin. Don't know if you can see that on the camera, but super thin pieces of chicken. And in just a moment, we'll move on to the dredging. Okay friends, time to make the dredge. So pretty simple here. We just start with 3 plates and we just use just enough flour there to coat the plate. And I like to add a little salt and pepper, which I'll mix up in just a moment. I used 2 eggs and added maybe a teaspoon of water there to make the mixture a little thinner. And now I've got the breadcrumbs, the Progresso breadcrumbs, and I shaved off, I don't know, about half a cup of Parmigiano or Reggiano or whatever they say in Italy. Alright, so now my water is boiling for my rigatoni noodles there. So let's just grab that and get that started. You know, it takes about 9 to 10 minutes for al dente. Let's just pour that in there and get that started. That'll work out because then we'll be ready about the same time with the chicken parm. So got the skillet ready to go, about to add my oil and butter, and then we'll get it ready for the oven in just a moment. So let's start the dredging process. Alright, I've got my dredge ready to go. I've got my flour where I added some salt and pepper. My eggs, 2 eggs I use with just about a tablespoon of water I added. I've got my breadcrumbs ready to go, and I added about a half a cup of the Parmesan cheese that I freshly shredded. And I've got my chicken cutlets ready to go, which I added salt and pepper to. So now my skillet is nice and hot. I can hear it over here. So let's see if I can do this and get this all on camera here. So let's do it this way. Alright, there's my chicken with the salt and pepper. Here we go. Grab a cutlet, one hand, get the flour on there nice. There we go. Make a mess. Alright, shake off the excess. Let's go egg. Here we go. Easy peasy. There you go. Shake off the excess. Alright, we got it. And now breadcrumbs. So simple. Make sure the chicken gets nice and coated. There we go. Alright. Try not to spill it all over the place. And get it ready for the pan, which is nice and hot. Lay it away from you. Hear a little sizzle, looking good. Let's hurry and get the other 2. Just serving for 1 tonight, so got that 1 bottle of wine. I don't know why they don't make bottles of wine for 2 yet. Somebody should invent that. Alright, little flour coating. Pretty simple. Egg dredge. This order is very important. But again, this isn't rocket science. Let's go here, breadcrumbs, boom, boom, boom. Should have just enough for 1 more cutlet. Alright, here we go. Rigatoni looking good there. Lay it away from you. That'll be great. Here we go, last one. There's my oven at 450, ready to go. This will work out great. Probably want to cook that chicken about 3 minutes per side. This is pretty thin. Maybe we could go 2.5 minutes. We'll get some extra cook in that 450 degree oven. Alright, you got to make a mess when you do this. Otherwise you're not doing it very well. Really just want to make sure you get the thing coated very well. Kind of hard to do this and hold a camera at the same time, but you get the idea. Nothing scientific. Get it all over you. Pat it on there a little bit. I think we're in good shape. Alright. Cutlet number 3. Here we go. Just enough room in this big cast iron skillet. We'll let that cook about 3 minutes per side, and then we'll get ready for this process. Yes, I put aluminum foil over the baking sheet because my wife hates it when I go straight on the baking sheet. Just something, one of the rules you have to follow in this house. We'll come back in just a moment when that chicken's ready to flip. Okay, we're getting serious now. I've set the smoke detector off like every good meal does. And now the exhaust fan is running. But you can see I've flipped the chicken after about 3 minutes. And I'll be pulling that in just a minute and moving it to this baking sheet where I'll pop it into the oven to melt that cheese. So my rigatoni also pretty much is ready to go. I need to pull that in just a minute. So let's give this chicken another 30 seconds and we'll get it ready for the oven. Okay, not the best angle here, but I've got 3 beautiful chicken cutlets here. 3 minutes about on each side. I'm going to get it ready for the oven. Pretty simple. Got my Rao's Italian herb sauce here. Let me just take about a spoonful. Spread that out a little bit. Don't want to overdo it and make it soggy. So about a spoonful is all you need. Ooh, there's a big tomato lump. Toss that around like that. Spread it out. One more. A little bit more. There we go. Ready for the cheese. Now, a little mozzarella, pretty simple. I like a lot of cheese, so let's load it up. Right in the middle, a big glob. Nothing scientific here. I'm not measuring. I just cook it the way I like. I know it'll be good. There you go. So I'm using mozzarella. That's pretty common. There's other kinds of cheeses. If you're a connoisseur, tell you what though, I like to sprinkle a little bit more of this Parmigiano or oregano or whatever they call it here. Let me just grate a little bit of more of that. Should be delish. There we go. All right. Ready to go here into the oven. Got the oven at 450, already preheated. There it is. What do you think? Could almost eat it right now. But let's pop it in the oven and melt this cheese. Middle rack, 450. We'll keep an eye on it. Probably finish it off with a little broil to add a little char to the cheese. Serve it with this rigatoni that I've made. Great, simple dinner, 30 minutes, pretty easy cleanup. We'll come back in just a minute when we pull the chicken parm out of the oven. And here we go, quick and easy. I've got 3 nice chicken parm cutlets here ready to go. Got myself a nice bottle of wine, some rigatoni on the side. We're gonna OD on some carbs tonight, that's okay. Just eating single tonight. Wife's out of town, but this should be scrumptious. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Cleanup is easy. You should try it my way. I'm your Italian hillbilly, Michael D'Ambrosio.